Tom Cruise is still a popular actor. Never mind if he's an egomaniac who acts according to what he's been taught in Scientology. His performances in sagas like Top Gun or Mission Impossible make him one of the most beloved faces by audiences worldwide. And he's been in their hearts ever since he danced in his underpants to that wonderful Bob Seger song in 1983. However, many actors in the industry hate him. And it's not because of simple envy or because he slept next to a tender Katie Holmes, the legendary slutty pumpkin from How I Met Your Mother. No, these are the reasons, and subscribe to the channel now if you want to see more actors who hate other actors. And so without further ado, let the show begin. Brad Pitt, the former lover of Makoki Matamoros and Angelina Jolie, among other big movie stars, has always given the impression of having the destroyer personality of Tyler Durden in real life. That is, a handsome hunk capable of destroying everything he touches. Perhaps because of this, he was overshadowed by Cruise's megastardom when they collaborated on Interview with the Vampire, 1994, where tensions arose between the two. In addition to admitting that he annoyed him during production, Pitt went so far as to state, "There was a point during filming where I really started to resent him." It seems they had two different approaches to acting and stardom in general, with Cruise micromanaging people around him in a way that his co-star couldn't understand. Come on. To Pitt, Cruise must have seemed like a weird-as-hell guy, bringing his Scientological thoughts to the film set, as if he wanted to recruit more actors for his horrible cult. Anyway, let's move on. John Travolta. No, it's not that Tom Cruise is now homophobic or that he doesn't like the way Travolta dances in Saturday Night Fever. All the fights between these two come because of the ecclesiastical dogmas of Scientology, a church to which, yes, Hollywood's most famous homosexual also belongs. The organization keeps its doors firmly closed to the public, but that hasn't stopped dirty laundry from being aired by a third party. In an interview with New Idea, Brendan Tye, former head of security at Scientology headquarters in Clearwater, Florida, claims that Travolta has always been jealous, not only of Cruise's position as the face of the group, but also because of his relationship with David Miscavige. Cruise is the only celebrity who has a direct line to Miscavige, said Brendan. Travolta didn't have that. Travolta doesn't get anything. No one gives him absurd gifts like an airplane hangar or custom motorcycles or over-the-top favors. He even shared how it's no secret that Cruise and Travolta despised each other. But the secretive nature of Scientology has kept the true nature of their feud, Travolta's pathological jealousy, a closely guarded secret. Brooke Shields. Oh, the blue lake. How many moments she gave young people in the 80s. How many nights of going to the movies before the internet so that they could take their goose out for a 10-minute walk. She and Cruise used to be close, the former being the most prominent name in the cast of Cruise's first film, Endless Love. But the fact that the Blue Lagoon star talked about postpartum depression in her memoir caused the Mission Impossible star to vent. On television, Cruise railed against psychiatry and accused it of spreading irresponsible information, and then went on to defend the benefits of Scientology. He said, "Before I became a Scientologist, I never agreed with psychiatry, and then when I started studying the history of psychiatry, I began to realize more and more where I didn't agree with it." That was his reasoning for venting against his former co-star. In response, Shields wrote an op-ed, urging him to go back to fighting aliens. Interestingly, she also inferred that Mr. Cruise has never suffered from postpartum depression, so he wasn't qualified to comment on her experiences. Ouch. Mickey Rourke, the popular drug addict, alcoholic, boxer from the movie The Boxer, is not exactly a fan of Cruise. Shortly after Top Gun Maverick surpassed $1.5 billion at the box office, and many high-profile industry figures praised Cruise for almost single-handedly reviving the stagnant movie industry, Mickey Rourke dared to call Cruise irrelevant. He specifically told Piers Morgan that doesn't mean shit to me, because Cruise has been doing the same fucking role for 35 fucking years. Something that hasn't exactly earned him Rourke's respect. According to Rourke, Cruise has become so comfortable that he hasn't stretched his acting muscles for decades. And then when asked flatly if he thought that the 3-time Oscar-nominated and 3-time Golden Globe-winning actor was even good at his job, Rourke's response was, "I think it's irrelevant." Looking at the track record of one and then looking at the track record of the other, in this case, I might have to side with the Scientology geek. Richard Harris, this Irish acting great and hell-raising dinosaur, didn't like Tom Cruise for one specific reason: his height. Harris bluntly opined that Tom Cruise is a midget and has 8 bodyguards who are all 6 feet tall, which makes him even more diminutive. Now, possibly he was a little envious of Cruise being surrounded by such burly males, but Harris didn't stop there. He also criticised that Tom didn't drink alcohol like him, although to be fair, you'd have to look long and hard to find someone who could fit that criteria. Harris went on to say, "Look at a picture of me from the old days. I go to one of my premieres with a bottle of vodka in my hand. Tom Cruise has a bottle of Evian water. That's the difference, a bottle of Evian water." Remember, folks, it is important to stay hydrated, whether it's with ketone gels or vodka, like Richard Harris. Oh, this industry is full of stoners. Bruce Willis, the legendary actor who, to this day, remembers almost nothing of his past because of that damned illness, still remembers something: his hatred of Tom Cruise, since the latter said in an interview that Nicole Kidman, his former wife, without surgery, was much more beautiful than Demi Moore, Bruce Willis's wife at the time, who was rather full of silicone. Now, if that had been a Die Hard movie, Cruise wouldn't have had the balls to take on the legendary John McClane, and everyone knows it. To this day, Scientologists have recommended that Cruise ask for forgiveness, but he still doesn't dare to do so, for fear of a rather stiff reprimand from Bruce. If you'd like to see it and we can bring it to this channel, well, you might as well feel free to subscribe now. And while we're at it, why not show your support for Bruce or Tom in the comments? Who do you think would win in that epic fight? Let us know. And now, stop by the video on the screen. You're sure to love it.